All right, family, and we are now live. Thank you for your patience. Oh, this is going to be a good one. This is one that, I'm not going to say, oh, this is the best one. This is one of the best topics, one of the most relevant topics that our community needs to put their energy into. This idea of your future self and just how important your quote unquote future self and just how important tapping in with that energy is. Very underrated, extremely underrated in our community, family. I want everybody to have their pencils and pads out or whatever, red pens or blue pens or whatever it is you write with, and take this one serious. And I got something I want us all to do tonight before we go to bed. And I'm going to want all of us to write in the comments section tomorrow, and I'm going to write it too, what happened transpired, but I'm gonna let y'all know about that. Without further ado, family, we're in for a legendary show, a very important show, as I just stated. This brother ain't been on here in a couple of months, man. Every time me and his brother touch down on the show, it's an amazing show. None other than the chief, brother Yosef, man. Welcome back.
Ashe, thank you, brother. Thank you for having me.
Indeed, man. What's going on, man? We ain't see you in a couple of months on the channel. What's going on, brother?
Just been grinding, man, making things happen. Following my higher self, and making it do what it do, brother. You know what I'm saying? All has been well, though. All has been well.
Yo, Yosef, man, I'm gonna tell you before we get started with the conversation. This thing, I'm so disappointed. I don't know why I would say to use the word disappointing because it's not a surprise, but this. And Billy Carson been posted it. These dudes got a $25 billion budget. We got an interstellar object floating through space. These dudes gave us the shittiest, grainiest, 1987 lookingest picture you could ever imagine. After months of government shutdown, and they pulled the they are more of a disgrace than what I originally thought they were. And I know about Operation Paperclip and all the shit that they had with the Nazis and all of that. But to pull this stunt on the masses, this is why it's so important what we do, and everybody wait, because they think we are beyond dumb. They're they see what's going on, Yosef. They're like, man, fuck it. Give them a blurry image. Tell them this is what we got.
Absolutely.
I'm mad at that, man. Any thoughts on that before we start the show, brother?
Yeah, man. This whole I've been getting tons of questions on this 3-Hour Atlas thing, man. And if you look around YouTube and you look around different places, the whole 3-Hour Atlas thing, it's like so many different people have so many different opinions on it. One person saying it's full of reptilians, another person saying it's a ship that's functioning by itself. Now I'm closer to believing that it's a piece of technology that is shielding itself. So it's not, we're not really supposed to know what's going on. The ship is out there. You know what I'm saying? So the whole thing is you got all these people trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? And got the people, what's going on? People confused, right? And we know from Behold the Pale Horse by William Cooper, and the man who was killed for writing the stuff he wrote in that book, he said distraction is the primary key. Distraction is the primary key. So I don't talk about it as much because I know if that thing pop up or not, life goes on. You know what I'm saying? People still want to have jobs. People still want to do a lot of stuff. So I get people to focus on I tell people this. I was just telling this to my Patreon, what have you accomplished in 2026? Besides, people asking about the 3-Hour Atlas, what have you accomplished? Because whether that thing pop up or not, it could be Project Bluebeam. You see what I'm saying? It could be Project Bluebeam. The truth is, nobody really knows until it comes. I've heard many people say they what's that thing they call when they do the not astral projection, but they send their consciousness up to it. And I don't heard 3 different alien groups is up there. You know what I'm saying? Reptilians and 2 other groups.
Right,
cool.
Right.
They coming to get the star seeds now, and it's funny because just before that even came out about them coming to get the star seeds, I said on my YouTube channel, I said, no, I don't care if they come saying we taking you to planet Black. Don't get on that ship. You know what I'm saying? That's a very good, real possibility that entities could come and convince you it's time to go home. Don't leave. This is your home. Until you signed your contract to come here and do your work here on this planet. And that's one of the tactics they could use, you know what I'm saying? Because I am of the belief that other groups are coming as well to help humanity, but they're not coming to save you. It's a big difference. They're coming to assist. They're not coming to save you because nobody can save you. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how I feel about it and how I look at it with the come to the whole 3-eye atlas thing. You know what I mean?
No, indeed, indeed. You know, it holds a special place to me. I told A Rashid this about a year ago, and it was just weird about a year ago, brother Yosef, probably about a year and a half ago. I told my girl we was, I just had my daughter. My daughter just turned 1 yesterday, by the way.
Hey,
So shout out to baby girl. She just turned 1. But
yeah. Scorpio.
Yeah, Scorpio, yeah. Right after I had me and my lady, my lady had my daughter, and our daughter came into this world. We were talking about the possibility, of having another child. And I was like, and I came out the blue, Yosef, and I was like, I want to name, because she was like, I want another boy. And I was like, I want to name him Atlas. She was like, Atlas. I was like, yeah. I was like, Atlas. And we talked about it so much to the point where I seen this art. I even came across this art. It's this European dude make crazy good art. I found him on Etsy, and he had like this art of Atlas holding up the world. And I was like, yeah, we gonna put this in a bedroom, and we gonna name our son like dead end. But like we talked about it for a while, and then the conversation kind of stopped. You get busy with your children or whatever. But when I heard about the Atlas thing, I was like, wow, I was just like kind of fascinated with that name. About and my girl's like, you came out the blue with this shit. And I'm like, that's just how it should be. You know what I'm saying? But so I feel like there's something with it. I don't know what. We all will find out. I use you know what Brother Panic used to say real quick before we get started? I use anything as inspiration to tap into the quantum field and to tap into what I need to tap into. So if it's a blue moon, red moon, purple moon, whatever the fuck is going on, if that shit is giving me some form of inspiration or some momentum, just give me a little momentum. Because my day may be a little regular. I may be a little fatigued. But if something could give me a little momentum, I'm milking that shit. Yes, Esther Hicks talked about that, milking shit. Absolutely. So I'm milking the vibration as long as I can milk it, brother. But man.
Yeah, and I want to say real quick about, you name your child, I believe that the child comes to us and gives us that.
Yeah.
If you got a name that you just determined to name your child, go with it, because it's a child speaking to you before they even get here. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened with my daughter. When I named her Nubia, you know what I'm saying? And this is back in 2015, 14, before she was even born. And I said, you know what? Let's name her Nubia. It just came to me. And that's exactly what we named her. My wife just knew it. Like, yeah, that's a great name. Look at my cat. She always interrupting. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I love it, family. I love it. Dope.
Indeed. Yosef, we got to talk about this topic. First of all, shout out to everybody in the chat. This is one of them topics I will highly recommend y'all share this with your friends and family. It's very important that we understand number one, our multidimensional nature, family, and number two, we understand what time really is and what we've been lied to about time. So there's weird concepts. We see movies, Brother Yosef, like Inception. We see movies like Interstellar. Interstellar. I said Interstellar. Interstellar. We see movies like Matrix. Yeah, very great. We see movies that made us question our perception of time. I asked this question to Billy. I want to start out with a question that I asked to Billy, and I want to pose it to you as well because it's important. We're talking about our future self. We're congregating. We're talking with a lot of people, Brother Yosef, that were maybe the black sheep in their family, and they just don't relate to anybody in their family. And a lot of us say, and I don't say, I got family that I'm cool with, but a lot of people say, I just don't belong here. Like, how the fuck did I get in here? I don't fit in. Nobody relates to me. So I asked Billy. I was like, we always talk about our ancestors in the past. I'm asking is, do you think some of us, the black sheep of the family, come from a future timeline instead of a past timeline. And that's why we can't relate to any of the family members that come from that past timeline, because we came from a place that they didn't even experience yet, but we came for them to fix shit so that we could experience what we need to experience when we need to experience, my brother. So let's start out with.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say it's two reasons why. I would say the first reason is because you just have an old soul and you've been through so many, so you know what to look out for. You know what I'm saying? So your soul is so old and you've been through so much. You see all the tricks and stuff the family's trying to do before it even happened. You know what I'm saying? And you cool with being called the black sheep. You understand what it is, but at the same time, you like, I need to get out of here because this ain't what it is down here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The second reason for sure is I did a video on the indigos, the crystals, you know, children, rainbow children, all that stuff. And a lot of us come from the future. And what I mean by the future is we come from higher dimensions. And my cat doing it again. Get out of here. Go.
You want some camera?
But yeah, so because she'll start jumping in my lap and doing all that stuff. So I gotta ignore it. But the second reason for sure is definitely that we come from the future. So we already come from a higher dimension. And that's what I call the future, because those dimensions existed before a lower dimension existed. We were already there and we experienced lives there. I always told people we didn't go from earth to heaven. We came from heaven to earth. So we experienced lives in these higher dimensions. And then we came down to the lower realms. So yes, but not all of us. Some of us came straight down here because it's our first time. We're young souls. A lot of people are young souls. So the older souls remember being on higher worlds. They still carry that vibration. They anchor that vibration down here. And that's weird down here in this world. You looked at it as a weirdo. The family don't really get you. You're talking about stuff that the family think you're demonic and satanic. You know what I'm saying? But that's who you are. That's how you vibrate. You know what I'm saying? So those are the two reasons I would say that's what it is. You know what I mean? You come down here because your soul is old, but you also come down here because you remember being like, I know I lived in the sixth dimension before I came here. I know I'm from the sixth dimension, brother. You know what I'm saying? And
how do you know that? How do you know that, my brother?
Because I found from practicing spirituality and growing my consciousness, I realized I'm a Buddha. I literally know that. Like I came down here as one of the billions of Buddhas that exist. But I came down here as one of the Buddhas to help humanity get their consciousness right and move forward. I'm not the only one. There's many of us down here. Some of the people who are watching right here are Buddhas, you know? And everybody, I believe, has what they call a Buddha body or Buddha consciousness. But at the end of the day, I know I'm from the realm of ascended masters, and I came down to help humanity. You know what I'm saying? I know that for a fact. So when I first started feeling that, a lot of people thought I was being weird. You know what I'm saying? Even people in my family, they thought that this guy, he lost his mind. No, I'm starting to remember. I'm starting to remember. You know what I'm saying? But I want to warn people that comes with a set of, that comes with accountability. When you start realizing who you are, you in the higher worlds, you will be held accountable for your actions, and karma will hit you a lot harder because you know better. You know what I'm saying? You know better. So I want to let people understand that. Now, there's something in Buddhism called the truth body, right? I'm not a Buddhist, right? But I still follow certain principles of Buddhism because they help me evolve. They help me grow. And when you're dealing with the truth body, what really is the truth body? It is being formless. It is pure awareness, pure truth. Well, what in the world is pure awareness? Is when you realize your consciousness come to a point when you realize not only who you are, but you realize what reality really is. Once you realize what reality really is, you start seeing through the fake stuff and what's really going on in the world, and you can sift through it. You know what I'm saying? You can say, oh, okay. I know for a fact separation will kill humanity. It's not about being separate. We have to get rid of the traumas of what white folk did and black people did and Chinese people did, because that's an illusion. We live in a hologram, right? And when you embrace true what reality really is, you realize everything is the same. Everything is one. And at the same time, what you perceive as reality cannot be based on your traumas. It's a dangerous place to be. You cannot base reality on trauma. You have to base reality on authenticity, and you have to understand what it truly is. Pure awareness is really nothingness. Well, brother Yosef, what in the world is nothingness? You know what I'm saying? Nothing is still something. No thing is still a thing, but it's something you just haven't perceived yet. So in the true body, they'll tell you to tap into nothingness and be nothingness. Be that aspect of yourself that most people can't perceive. And that's what it is to be empty and be nothing, because you are something that most people can't perceive. You are beyond perception.
Right.
And that's why people think that you're weird. But I challenge people to develop that truth body, right? Because when you do that in spirituality, as you really want to grow your consciousness, you can't lie to yourself no more.
Yeah, no facts. Brother
You want to hear
Yosef,
the
so
truth. You can't lie. You can lie to me all day. Go ahead.
um in terms of you brought up, for example, the trauma, like the trauma of white people. You can't live with the trauma that white people did to you or black people did to you. A lot of people, when brothers like me and you, one of the things that may scare people from speaking like me or you is when a brother like me and you, especially the way we're dressed, we look like a representative of the hip hop culture. They will say, hey, you guys are practicing escapism when they hear us talk the way we talk about, or racism and spirituality and how we're able to navigate through it. I want to ask you, because when we bring up the topic of future selves, a word that comes up if you TikTok it or YouTube it or look it up in the books, they talk a lot about quantum jumping when you talk about the concept of your future self. So how effective, Brother Yosef, is quantum jumping and tapping into your future self and navigating racism as a black man or a black woman or somebody who's being oppressed in this realm?
Yeah, quantum jumping is something that we all do every day, every time we make a decision.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You quantum jump. So we do that, but when you're dealing with quantum jumping, it's about making the correct decisions. A lot of us make the wrong decision because we base the decision on our trauma, or we base the decision on emotions. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So without really, this is why I push people in spirituality to have morals and principles, because it will help you make better decisions. It's not about trying to be a good person, right? It's a lot of people that follow a code of morals and principles. Gang members follow principles,
right,
and morals. You know what I'm saying? But it's about helping you make the best decision possible, so you can be guided on this journey correctly. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to the future self, I did a video a long time ago called "What You Waiting For Is Waiting For You," right. Or what you're looking for is looking for you, and right. That's 100% true. Your higher self, or your future self, whatever you want to call it, is already there, waiting for you to make the best decisions of your life, so you can be. So when we talk about your best self, or your best version, or your future self, right? We're not talking about just somebody that got money. It's a lot of bad people in the world that got money. We're talking about not only do you have all the wealth you want, but you have all the love you want, mm-hmm. right? Don't mean that you ain't gonna go through stuff in life. As long as you want a third dimension, even though your perception is different, things will still try you, because a lot of this reality don't want you here anyway. So stuff will try you. But at the same time, your consciousness is focused more on empathy, compassion. You know what I'm saying? You're focused more on not just being wealthy, but having love in your life.
Right.
The correct love.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And also now when it comes to having empathy and compassion, does that mean that you need to let people beat up on you? Or does it mean that the whole race thing, you need to just bury it? No, you got to have faith in what was set up down here and understand everybody get theirs. That's the truth. And Kabbalah, one thing I love about Kabbalah principles, they teach you life ain't about what happened to you. It's all about how you respond to it.
Yes, sir.
What does that mean? That means that whatever happened, it's going to happen. Right. Bad stuff is going to happen. Good stuff is going to happen. But how are you going to respond?
Right.
That's where the tests come in, and that's where you're going to be tested in your last days, when you stand in front of your higher self and you get judged.
Indeed, my brother. We started out great, as I knew we would. Shout out to everybody watching. Make sure you hit the like button. A very, very important topic, family. I'm like very, very important. Make sure you pay close attention. Brother Yosef, so two of the people that influenced me heavily in my life, and I said this before on my show, is the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and it's what's interesting is one is a brother, and another one is a white woman, Esther Hicks. Some people know him as Abraham Hicks, but she was heavy into like the law of attraction or whatever. And in my 20s, I've watched countless hours. Like, she's one of the coldest when it comes to information on the law of attraction and vibration and frequency, like cold-blooded with it. She
Right.
cold-blooded with it. So one of the things that I just said that to say these are two people, family. These are I want to interview with them, so I got to put that out there in the ethers. So I just wanted to put that out there in the ethers, family. But one of the things she said that's quite interesting, I want to get your opinion on. If we're talking about time not being linear, and we're talking about our future self and how we are already our future self, she said she was talking about manifestation, brother Yosef, and she said when you think about things, think about them as if they already happened. Right now in the community, they say, think about it in the present as if it's happening. Some people think about it in the future. She said, imagine that shit like it already happened. So, brother Yosef, wanna own an entire state in the country. When you think about it, you say things like, damn, that was amazing. I can't believe I did that. Oh shit, I had a whole state on lockdown. I built a whole community. Like you're thinking about it like it already happened. Now, a lot of people say, how the fuck do I think about the future from a past using um past past particles of past tense words? So it seems like a crazy contradiction. But she was one of the only people, one of the first people I heard talk about that. What's your thoughts about talking about the future or your imagination, not like it's happening, but like it happened, my brother?
Yes, yes, and that's great, brother, because the truth of the matter is, and Esther Hicks understood this, it already happened. It
Right.
already happened. When you make a decision, the only reason why you can make a bad decision or even a good decision, because both of those decisions already happened.
Right.
They already happened in a parallel universe. That's why I said those things are the future. Like what? So even when you're dealing with magic, right? If I'm trying to manifest $1,000 by the end of the week, I need to understand as a magician that it already exists in the astral world. It's already there. I'm just a shadow reflection of it. But that version of what I see myself with $1,000 in my hand, it's already there. I just have to pull it down with a certain vibration. That's all it is. So when you're dealing with magic, you're not trying to really create anything. You're trying to pull something down that already exists in a fourth dimension. So when you're dealing with manifesting and wanting anything, yes, they tell you to think about it already happening because they know a secret. The truth is it already happened. If you walk into that reality, right? You can make a decision where you don't walk into that reality at all. And it never happened for you at the end of the day. Like some people sit around and mope and say, I want to do this, but I can't. You know what I'm saying? It's not that you can't. It's just that you're not even trying to live in that reality. You see what I'm saying? So it's really about having a consciousness to say, you know what? This is what it is. I feel it. I see it. I embrace it emotionally. And when you start doing them things, you magnetize to that version. You making a decision to magnetize to that version of reality.
Another question.
So that's 100% true, bro.
Indeed, another question that I don't know if I asked somebody or I pondered before, but I got you on here now, and I know you into the magic and the spells and you know the occult. You're heavy into the occult, so I gotta get brother Yosef's opinion on this. So a lot of the brothers and sisters in the community, you always hear them talk about having altars for their ancestors. You always talk about them having altars for all these gods and God Oshun and Alegba, and you hear all of these names of gods and goddesses and deities, but I never hear anybody in the melanin predominant community say have an altar for your future self. In fact, the concept of the future self is really talked about when you go around black conscious circles. That's usually reserved for the new age spaces. I think one of the only people on the channel that talk about it a lot that I've had on the channel, Erin Lyons, and she's tied in with that new age crowd, for lack of better words. So she's she knows about it, but a lot of other melanated dominant individuals, they mainly talk about ancestors or external gods or goddesses, never about instead of having an altar for your higher self. What's your thoughts on having an altar, brother Yosef? Do you have a picture of yourself, nigga, with candles and everything for your higher self, my brother? Talk to me about that.
Yeah. So years ago, and people who've been on my channel for a long time, they know I told people make an altar for yourself. I've been saying this since 2019ish.
Excellent.
You should create an altar for yourself, And on this altar, you can manifest your reality and you can feed your astral body. I was talking about this. I forgot the name of that video, but people who've been around a long time, they know what it is. So I do believe in that. I do believe in that concept. And I've been telling people you should do that because not only can you protect yourself and empower yourself, you can empower your living family. So yes, you can make an altar to your living self and your living family and empower all of you guys with protection, wealth, put up things, because when you create the technology of an altar, you're creating a space in the astral world where this stuff will start being attracted to you. And those who got eyes to see will be able to see this stuff around you. Blessings, protection, dragons, whatever you're trying to put around you. People will see that because somebody is working that magic at home. Mama, grandmama, grandpa, whoever, dad, they working that magic where they're putting the family, the living people on the altar. So yes, I do believe in that, brother. I do believe in that. You know what I'm saying? And going deeper into the future self, you know, this thing can get so deep, family, where your future self will visit you. You know what I'm saying? Your future self. Now, when it visits you, it may not visit you in the way that you think it visits you. You know what I'm saying? So you know, now I'm gonna show you a picture, brother. This is a picture of what looks like people with robes standing behind me. Also, what looks like a gray alien, right? And I showed this picture on Instagram. You know what I'm saying?
Hold up.
So this is the picture in my aura of what looks like a gray alien, right? And if you look right there, it looks like a person with a robe, with a head, you know, standing behind me. Now, I did a class years ago in the Master Student Conference too. I talked about how orbs is nothing but your higher selves or different versions of yourself looking through. That's all orbs are. They're parts of yourself, that's entities that live inside these orbs. That's how they manifest in the physical realm. And these orbs are looking through to you. But when you get to a certain level of consciousness, they become, like, people see the version of the Buddha and he got little small Buddhas all around him. That's exactly what it is. So this is the entity that comes to me in my dreams. It gives me ideas. It had me manifest this necklace right here. You know what I'm saying? It did all kind of things like that. It's giving me information. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is that you can really live out of your higher self, but be careful what you ask for. Because if you get deep into it, you may get exactly what you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? Don't get scared, though. When it starts popping up to you in that way, don't get scared. Because this is all part of the plan. You know what I'm saying? So I have a higher version of myself now that looks like a gray ET that's communicating with me and telling me all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And everything in my life is being guided. You know what I mean? So I just want to encourage people with that and let them know you can really manifest versions of your higher self. It's very real.
I want to show you something real quick, brother Yosef. This isn't the best picture to put up, but let me show you this real quick. Because they say we can learn a lot from. Hold up, give me a second, family. Give me a second. Okay. All right. So I just wanted to put this up. You mentioned cat earlier. I just happened to find this, so I didn't put up the cat because brother Yosef cat. Shout out to the cats in the world. Shout out to Garfield.
Yeah.
But in the comic books, you always see the bubbles in the clouds when somebody's thinking, and that describes what's on their mind and what's in their thoughts, what they're projecting, I guess. What's the deal with the clouds that we have in this realm? And what's the deal with, I guess, circles or bubbles? I mean, how important is that? And if we have a visualization board, like, should I have a visualization board with a picture of me with bubbles in a cloud? Does that somehow communicate with my subconscious? Because this is extremely effective with the youth. So is bubbles in a cloud somehow a communication tool for our subconscious mind that shows us the mechanism of what's going on with our consciousness, my brother?
I would say it can be. Whatever you feel like works, you can make it work.
Okay.
So I would say yes. In a way, it can be. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, shout out to Dr. Delbert Blair, you know, the legend. He pretty much said years ago that you can, you know, disrupt clouds by looking at them. He taught me that science. So I to this day, I look at clouds and I can make them disappear just by looking at them. You know what I'm saying? And this actually, I found out through doing it so much, it actually empowers the air element inside your body. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really big on alchemy and understanding alchemy and understanding that the alchemy science is really located. The true work is done within. It's not really trying to let it go outside your body. It's trying to let it go in your consciousness.
Right.
And if you can exercise the elements in your body, you can do anything in this world, right? So I've learned, and anybody can try it. It's called you can make clouds disappear by commanding it to disappear. And Dr. Blair used to say, in the name of the universal prime creator, I command you to disappear. And in 2010, I did it. It took a long time. The whole cloud disappeared.
Right.
Now it could disappear in seconds. I can put holes in clouds. I can turn clouds into shapes and all kind of. And I got a lot of my people, my Patreon, doing this. So, clouds also prove that, in my opinion, that gravity don't work the way we think. Gravity supposed to pull everything down. Why are the clouds floating in the air? Even if you put steam in the air, eventually it comes down. You know what I'm saying? As something. So, it's crazy. So, yes, I believe that if you use your consciousness and your mind, you can manifest anything in any way you want. Use whatever works, family. Whatever works.
Indeed. So one of the things, all right, what do you think? What is our higher self what is our higher self or future self's connection with our subconscious mind? Because Napoleon Hill wrote the book Think and Grow Rich, and they like, yo, you got to tap into your subconscious mind when you want anything in life. It is 1,000 times more powerful than the conscious mind. This is where it's at. So what is that part of our mind's relationship with a higher self or future self, my brother?
Yeah. So the higher self is definitely connected through the subconscious mind, because a lot of the messages we receive, people who channel, we all channel, but we channel in different ways. Some people don't get the message because the subconscious mind is so blocked. And I hate to keep bringing the word up, but we all got the issue, trauma. You know what I'm saying? It's blocked with trauma. It's blocked with negative emotions, negative feelings, and these things block a pure transition, or excuse me, a pure transmission from coming down in the way it needs to come down. So this is why when we first start getting happy about consciousness and excited, like, oh man, we start getting all these transmissions. Go get crystals and go read this book, and we get excited because for the first time in a long time, it's clear. It's starting to become clear, and we're receiving the channels, right? But along the road of spirituality, it's like my friend said, that spirituality is a path of discovery. You know what I'm saying? So you start to discover things, you know what I mean? And as you do that, you know what I'm saying, you understand that the subconscious mind is, they also call the subconscious mind a supermind. And that is where the higher self gives instruction. It gives you all kind of things so you can actually receive the codes you need. So to answer your question, subconscious mind is 100% connected to your higher self. Now, by higher self, y'all, or future self, that's all combined. Your future self is your best self, your most powerful self, your greatest self, which we also call the higher self. Right. That could be a god, it could be an angel, it could be a demon for some people, whatever they wanted to be. You know what I'm saying? But that's what it is, because this is an illusion. All this is fake. All we are is an emanation of our higher self.
Indeed. I just happened to look over at the chat, and something somebody said made me think of something I seen. Where's it at? All right, somebody said, has brother Yosef tried to move stars yet? That made me think of something I seen the other day. I was on either TikTok or Instagram, one of them, and I've seen this before where people put a infrared camera to the sky, and that's when you see the traffic in the sky. It should look like a highway, the way the shit be moving, brother Yosef. Have you ever put an infrared camera or binoculars to the sky, and why are people able to see so much more with the infrared vision than they are with regular vision? Could you tell me what's going on with that science?
Yeah, absolutely. There's because the infrared, there's a guy that talk about this. He actually has some glasses that I bought.
Oh yeah?
And there's some glasses that I found this guy on TikTok. I think it's called Terra Museum or something like that. Museum of Terra. Right. And he has some kind of glasses, that they posed but he broke the science down in a thing where the chemicals used was first used for infrared. And in Vietnam, these people were seeing demons. Like they had the infrared goggles, but they used to be red back in the day. Today the night vision and the infrared is different. But when you're looking through the red goggles, you can see, for some reason, you can see into that frequency a lot better. And I do recommend, hey, it may work for some people. Y'all can get those goggles. But sometimes what you're thinking stars is actually spaceships. And I remember the first time I was this happened in like 2010. I was working overnight security. I was tired. And I remember I went up on the roof and I looked up at the sky. And this is the time I was really studying ET stuff. And, you know, and all of a sudden I looked up and I remember there was 3 stars, one here, and one here. And all of a sudden I'm looking up at the sky. I'm on a roof there. There's no ceiling. I'm in this big middle of space. I'm looking at the roof and the whole thing turns like this. It repositions itself. You talking about somebody afraid? I put the knees to the breeze when I saw that. I'm thinking, oh, they about to abduct me and pull me into the sky. It was just that alone was crazy. So I would tell people, stare at the stars long enough, you know, you will actually notice that these things are moving. You know what I'm saying? And these things are actually, sometimes they're actually ships. And the ships know how to camouflage themselves as stars. And that's kind of what that is. So it's not so much about making a star move, because what you think is a star, which means astral, is actually an astral ship. It's actually a ship that's actually positioned itself as a star. Now, in my last lecture I did, my last conference I did in Houston, I gave people a secret science of how to connect with a star. And it could actually help grow your consciousness. You know what I'm saying? Specific star specifically that is very good that people need to pay attention to. I can't get it out right here, but you know, maybe I'll consider putting up that that video in the future. But it was a specific star that people need to pay attention. So this is the point I'm trying to make. When you look at the stars, family, understand that a lot of them stars, unless the ones you know, they could actually be ships, and that's why they're moving. And I do watch TikTok at night and see people out there with the things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'll be amazed. I'm like, man, this thing is flying at light speed across the sky. You know what I'm saying? It looks like a little small dot.
Yeah.
Boom, flying. So yeah, I watch that stuff, man.
I'm gonna order some infrared, y'all, tonight, y'all. I'm gonna order some infrared tonight. I'm gonna let y'all know. I'm gonna order it on Amazon. It might come next week. Amazon's fast, but I'm gonna let y'all know what I see, man. I might.
Yeah. And I want to tell people about the Museum of Terror too. Their guy got the glasses that you can look up at the sky and see stuff. Like people have reported seeing stuff with those glasses. But it's kind of like the same. He's using the same technology. But yes, I have heard of the infrared as well. Infrared works as well.
Yeah. I'm glad we touched on that with the infrared. Great conversation. Y'all feel the electricity. Tell me if I know y'all feel the electricity on the live on the chat. That's a beautiful day. Anytime me and brother Yosef get together and do a live, I feel so energized after and during the live. So it's a good thing to participate in this, family. We're energizing our electromagnetic field. Very important. Very important. I want to ask you this, brother Yosef, and I guess I could ask you this. Because if I ask somebody who's a vegan, they may give me a biased answer. And you're a big fella. So you may give a different answer from a goddamn grass-eating vegan. So no, I'm not trying to insult the vegans. I eat a lot of greens myself. But they tell us, I mentioned the subconscious mind. You touched on the subconscious mind and its connection with the higher self a little earlier, brother Yosef. They tell us, and I think even in the book Think and Grow Rich, they tell us to meditate. They always talk about meditating on an empty stomach. The importance of meditating on an empty stomach. You don't want your body to be digesting food. You want to have good focus, whatever. Think and Grow Rich talked about it. But just from my observation, brother Yosef, and that's why I said I want to get your opinion on this. It seems like when they want to penetrate our subconscious mind, when they want us to go in a theta wave where we're easily programmable like a child from 1 to 7, they have us eat first. So we go to the movies, we eat, boom, programming takes place. When we was young and we watched TV, prime time was after dinner. Yo, you like this, your stomach is full big, you just absorbing all of that shit. So I'm trying to figure out, and I know tapping in the subconscious is about silencing the conscious mind. So I'm like, is the subconscious mind silenced because we so goddamn full from all that food and whatever information is coming in, we taking it? So I'm trying to figure out, what's your thoughts on programming yourself on a healthy vegan diet, empty stomach, versus programming yourself after a big plate of dinner and you just like, you in a hypnotic state, you got the itis. Because it seems like they do the latter part, my brother.
Yeah. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. So the truth is, I'm gonna keep it real. You
Please do.
can't really program yourself in a positive way if you always full like that.
Mm,
It's just the truth. You know what I'm saying? Every time I do your show, brother, I never eat before. I don't eat the whole day.
interesting.
Yeah, I don't eat the whole day before. I drink water. You know what I'm saying? May drink some whatever, because everybody know the stomach is the second brain, and you're more energized. You know what I'm saying? And I might pop a harataki or two before I do a show as well, just to oxygenate my body more. You know what I'm saying? Um, the stomach is the second brain, so I'm not gonna hate on the vegans and stuff when they or people who healthy. I'm gonna tell the truth, and that's something about me. I'm always gonna be honest. You know what I'm saying? Yes, if you want to, there now. In all fairness, they do make you eat before movies, popcorn, soda, all this stuff. So it's not really about eating; it's about really the chemicals as well they put in the food
Mm,
that put you in a stasis where
mm,
you're kind of
interesting.
like in a hypnotic, and that's what the eyes do. You know, you don't ate a big heavy plate of food to the point where you can't move. You should never eat that deep, where
Right.
you can't even move afterwards. But if you do get to that point, what happens? You go into a state of you get the itis, and you watching the game, football game, and football is controlling you now. Football is programming you now, or whatever you watching is programming you. And usually people, when you eat a lot of food before you go to bed, you actually have a lot. You're more susceptible to nightmares. So at the end of the day, I never recommend people. Like I always tell my wife to cook early. If she's gonna cook at like 5, 6 o'clock. I don't want to eat 8, 9 o'clock at night. You know what I'm saying? It's never good. But when I did security, I did that for years because I would get off at 11 at night, had to be right back up at 7 in the morning. Got to grab you a quick meal. You go right to bed.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? You might watch a basketball game or something while you eating, and you right to bed. So yes, I agree with you 100%, brother. If you're gonna program yourself for a certain event or certain thing like that, there's nothing wrong with eating less and if you want to be clear headed, it's 100% true. You cannot be heavy all the time and be eating a bunch of food before that happens. That's 100% true, brother.
mm. No, very interesting. I always wondered that. I'm like, why? Because prime time, that's when the sponsors, they spend the big bucks. I'm like,
Yes. Yeah.
why is that after we eat and everybody's just on the chair laid out? So
Yeah.
it's very interesting. It's very
Mhm.
interesting concept, and that's what this is about: exploring interesting concepts.
Mhm.
Brother Yosef, what I want to talk to you now about is, all right. So a lot of people that are into consciousness are are into it from a cerebral aspect, very intellectual perspective of things. But one of the things they talk about when it comes to tapping in with your future self, brother Yosef, is the rhythm. And I talk about this a lot. I'm big on sound. I am a music producer, but you have to have the rhythm of your higher self. So not only do certain things that the higher self would do or your future self, but to walk and to talk. So we might have to change our speech, or we might have to change our verbiage or the words we use and things like that. So could you talk to me about adapting the rhythm of your higher self, and what could you give me an example of what that might look like for brother Yosef? That would be classic.
Yeah.
What would
Yeah.
the rhythm of brother Yosef, of future brother Yosef, look like, my brother?
Man, you know what I'm saying? Well, it's going to look in a way that most people don't want to see. This is the thing: when your higher self start calling you to live that rhythm, it's
Yeah.
hard, brother,
Why?
because of the world we live in. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
I know what you're gonna say. Go ahead. Well, okay, go
Yeah,
ahead.
it's hard because of the world we live in. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Brother Yosef was suicidal. You know what I'm saying? I literally want to take my life almost daily. I raised my frequency. And I'm gonna keep it real, brother. Like I said, I kept it real about the food thing and the vegan. Shout out to the people who eat healthy. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I've never talked against that.
Yeah.
But when I was eating my worst in my early 20s, sodas every day, ham and cheese sandwiches, I was actually growing in consciousness. So I've learned like this thing is about this. It's about how you perceive and what you allow in here. You know what I'm saying? So at the same time, when it's time, when you go to a point where, like I just talk about true body, and you got to keep it real with yourself. And it's like, I wrote a new book called Tribology, right? The Book of Change. And in this book, I talk about principles, because it's not about I'm trying to make people into good, upstanding citizens. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to help people understand a secret, a very big secret of how you can grow spiritually. See, one thing I talk about a lot is evolution, brother. I'm big on evolution because if you doing this spiritual stuff and you ain't evolving, what's the point? Well, how do you know you're evolving? Through your dreams. If your dreams change, it's changing your reality. That's what it's going to be like when you die. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to answer your question, when it comes to what did you say again? You said something about I forgot the word you used, but you talked about pretty much becoming a higher self. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not mistaken. What does that look like? That looks like a person who has principles. They live by a certain level of code.
The rhythm. I said rhythm. The rhythm.
Rhythm. There you go. So that rhythm and that frequency you got to live up to. I'm gonna tell people. People may not believe it. I understand. Some people said that the guys up there they eat chicken, and I understand. The truth is this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they eat chicken. They eat anything. They eat pigs, everything, right? But every god, even the negative ones I've seen, and by negative I mean what people consider to be demons, they have a certain level of morality. Right. This is why you'll watch a movie like Constantine and dude have a suit and tie on, and he'll walking around very elegant, but he's doing evil stuff in what people consider evil stuff in the world. I'm trying to tell people having a certain level of conscience has everything to do with being a moral, whatever morals you want to live by, but have morals and principles. I think it's too many people in the spiritual community that don't live by no codes. They just like, hey, just learn a bunch of spells and you straight. Yeah, you straight. Yeah, you got spells, all kind of spells, and you magical now. To me, you ain't magical, and you ain't got to prove it to me. But a person who really magical, they're gonna understand it's about this. It's about consciousness. How aware are you of what reality is? You know what I'm saying? If you're aware enough, you can make a bottle move, and that's not about powers. It's about becoming a vessel. If you can become a vessel for your higher self, that your higher self look down and say, I think I want to live inside that person. You know what I mean? I think I want to become one with that person. I like the way they move. That's what part of you that you're looking for is also looking for you. It's waiting on you to make the best decisions. Right. And I preach that heavily, brother. That's a secret I learned. You can grow spiritually, literally from following. You ain't got to follow the people ain't got to follow this, but the Eightfold Path of Buddhism or Kabbalah, the principles of Kabbalah, the principles of Taoism. These are things that early brother Yosef, it taught me to make better decisions in life. Like, life ain't about wants are the cause of all suffering. Let's just say that, right? So when I studied that principle, it made me think, every time I want something, it's making me suffer. I'm supposed to only focus on what I need, not what I want. Because wanting is going to make me hustle hard. It's going to make me stress out. It's going to make me, man, I don't got it yet. It's going to make me feel bad that I don't got it. Be grateful and focus on your needs, and everything you want will come to you naturally. Right. That's what I realized. And let me say this last thing. Please. Anybody ever notice that when you want something so bad, and then everybody knows the truth, you finally get it, you don't care about it no more.
Ain't there some shit?
Yeah.
What's, you know what I'm saying? What's the science? Why?
What's the science? Right. I remember.
Why? Let me contextualize it. Why do we want something more in the imagination plane than we do in the physical plane? That shit is alluring like a mother effer in the imagination plane. I mean, it's so tempting and amazing. But once it hits the physical plane, it don't have that same juice anymore. Why is that, brother?
Right. I'm gonna tell you why. Because we don't even value. We don't know how to value stuff. We don't know how to value things. We place our value on the wrong things because we're programmed to do that. Right. Instead of focus on family and community, we'll focus on getting the biggest chain we can. And I was guilty of that myself. You know what I'm saying? But when I finally got all the gold and a nice car and all that stuff, I started realizing I don't care about this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I started realizing now, I want to tell people we all deserve wealth. There's nothing wrong with having nice things. What I'm saying is, if you're in a position where you can't get it, don't be focusing on, oh my God, I want that so bad in my life. I want it so bad. Nothing wrong with wanting it, but at the same time, don't focus on that because it will cause you to suffer over time. And this is the science about it. When we finally get what we want, we don't care about it. We don't care about it. You know what I'm saying? It sits there. I buy all the video game systems because you know what? When I was a kid, I couldn't have them. You see what I'm saying? Mama didn't have it like that. Mama couldn't get us the new PlayStation and the new Nintendo and the Super Nintendo and all that stuff. So I have this thing where my daughter is a super gamer. And I kind of trained her that way because it brings me joy to watch her play video games. I couldn't do it all the time. Right? So now I buy I'm already got my eyes on the Steam Deck. So every new video game system, PlayStation, I get it and I never play it, brother.
Okay.
I never really play. I might play Nintendo Switch. That's it. Because I'm a Nintendo. I grew up with that era, but I don't play it. So this is what I mean by wanting. I'm still guilty of that.
Yeah.
Wanting things and not even caring about it once you get it, family. And I think we all have been through that phase at one time or another.
Indeed, indeed. Wow. I mean, wow, so many interesting things being discussed tonight. What I want to talk to you about right now, brother Yosef, is your journey, my journey. We've studied so many different systems, whether it's Buddhism, whether it's Christianity. My mother used to play Farrakhan for me when I was young. That's the Nation of Islam. Different things. And I remember watching a Mike Tyson interview, and I seen a clip of the interview on Joe Rogan. So shout out to Joe Rogan, Mike Tyson, everybody who was a part of it. And he was talking to Francis and Gawa. What's the dude's name? I'm mispronouncing it. He's UFC. Francis. Do you know his name? You watch UFC?
I do sometimes, but no.
So y'all know his name in the chat. The black dude, he's from Nigeria. Francis and Gawa or something. And Mike Tyson, he had won the championship. And Mike Tyson was like, it feel good, don't it? He was like, yeah. He was like, it feels good to be favored by God, right? And Francis said, yeah. Tyson said, but you know what? Tyson's one of the greatest philosophers of all time. But let me just say, I love Mike. Mike is crazy, but he's dope. Tyson said, when you favored by God, you favored by the devil also. And he was like, you know what though? After you get what you got, you gotta, after you get the belt and you leave the ring, you gotta leave with who brought you there. You gotta leave with who brought you to the dance. Francis looked scared like a motherfucker. Francis like, you telling me to leave with the devil? What the fuck? Tyson was like, and he said it dead serious. He was like, yeah, you gotta leave with who brought you there. That's who you leave with. And Francis, it was like you could the energy, the silence in the room, you could cut it with a knife. They was like, what the fuck did he just say? So what is your thoughts on brother Yosef? I grew up a certain way in a certain system that I may not want to participate in that system when I turn 30 and I learn about the future self and quantum physics. But this system got me all of my success. It got me, my wife, my children fed. We living good. We happy to a certain extent. But now I want to progress and evolve. Will I experience that same success if I move on to a new system? Or do I have to be faithful to that system that got me to where I'm at that present moment, my brother?
Yeah, you're going to have to just move on to the new system and accept what come with it. Because like they say, new level, new devil.
Woo!
New level, new devil, brother. Good God knows I know that. You know what I'm saying? New level, new devil. That's a fact. Those energies that don't like you, because like you said, you're favored by God, they always going to be around. And it don't get easier. You just get stronger. You just get stronger to deal with it, to the point where eventually you knocking their stuff away. They're going to keep trying, but you're knocking it away. There's a very powerful movie that everybody need to go watch. It's called Dr. Sleep. Dr. Sleep is based off of the old movie, The Shining. It's like the second part to that, but it came out like in 2023, 2022, something like that. Incredible movie. And it starts out with this black girl. She's sitting in a house with her parents, and she can make all the forks just go to the ceiling. She's a child that what they call a child that shines. So she's favored by God. She was given some kind of thing that the gods gave her that she supposed to apparently be using in the world, right? In the future. But they would notice these children got something called a shine. And throughout the movie, there are these demonic people who look like humans who go around and they steal the shine from children. Or you can call them the chosen ones, the anointed ones, Messiah seeds, whatever you want to call them. And we know these people like this on the planet really exist. But there are people who go around, they understand when these children are born, and they try to take them and take their shine. This is 100% true with a lot of us, even people who watching this. We got this thing about us that no matter where we go, the devil coming too. The devil coming too. And sometimes it could be people around you that that's actually agents or got this devil in them, and you don't know until it activates. And then when it activates, you're like, oh, I see it now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you didn't know. It'll do anything it can to destroy you. And it don't get easier. You just get stronger. How do you get stronger? By realizing who you are and accepting it, regardless of what people saying. Regardless of what people saying. Let your fruit speak for you. Let the fruit you bear speak for you. Don't worry about what people say. Because sometimes these are the same entities that a person could be talking about. Right. So I remember when I was a little boy, I was almost abducted twice. And I remember the first time it happened, I was walking to school, 6 years old. I had a little dinosaur book bag, Brother Yosef, little dinosaur book bag, and now I didn't know on the back of my book bag had my name, because I remember we had a cubby and we used to put our sticker, on our book bag and hang it up. So kindergarten. So I'm walking and this white guy pulled up in this long Oldsmobile. I'll never forget. He says, "Hey, Joseph, get in the car. Your mom told me to come get you."
Wow.
I'm processing. I'm looking at him like,
oh shit.
How do you know my name? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, get in the car. Your mom told me to come get you. I said, now I was a very obedient child, but my mother, thank God for her, she was very wise, even as a young mother. She said, we're going to come up with a code. And if nobody know this code, never get in the car with them. Now, you remember around this time, Adam Walsh was happening. So I looked at him, I said, what's the code? And the code was dinosaur. That was my favorite thing when I was a kid. Dinosaurs, right? So I feel it, brother. I know what you want. So I'm going to say this real fast. So I said, what's the code word? He said, no, she didn't give me no code word. Didn't your mother tell you to be obedient, get in the car? I said, I need the code word, sir. And he didn't know it. He peeled off. Damn. That's the first time somebody tried to abduct me when I was 6.
Damn, bro. Crazy.
Mm-hmm. And it happened again twice where I was walking down the street in a winter storm, because I lived 3 blocks away from my house. My school was there. Yeah. And somebody snatched my hat off my head. Tall white guy. He ran around the corner.
Another white guy.
Some
of these white men.
It was just, he was really tall. He snatched the hat off my head, and all of a sudden, I'm looking like it's freezing cold, and he's like, "You want your hat back? Come here." And it was a building with stairs that go upstairs. He's like, "Come get your hat, man. It's right here." And I thought about it. And for the first time in my life, y'all, I had to be about 8 during this time. I heard a voice in my head that said, "Run, Joseph."
Oh.
And when it said that, it's like this dude was like looking at me like he was transforming. And I ran for my life. I ran through the I'm like 8 years old, little boy. I ran, and then I got home and told my mother. She called pops, and everybody was gonna come down there with the bat in their hand and all. So, yeah, those are 2 times I almost got abducted.
That's wild, brother. Yeah, thank God.
Yep. And then I went through the whole process of what people call when they get in gang stalks. I know that was happening to me because that happened to me. I'll be at the job, and people will walk up to my job, literally snap a picture and keep walking. It's happened to me multiple times. So yeah. So I needed a code word. I said, I can't get in that car unless it's a code word. So I'm talking about the chosen ones. There's evidence that you're chosen. Somebody tried to molest you. Somebody tried to rape you. Somebody tried to hurt you. They tried to destroy the thing that was put into you so you could shine. They try to blur your shining. There's real demons on the planet that will try to blur your shining.
So you think the demons possess these people that may try to abduct you or rape you or molest you or abuse you in order to get to you? They're being possessed at that time?
I would say not only are they being possessed, but they know that they're demons. They know who they are. These people are conscious. I believe there's real people on the planet who are real demons in the flesh, and they know that they're demons.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and then you got people that are possessed. But yes, they're used. You can call them agents in the matrix. You can call them whatever you want, but they're used to attack the awakened ones, the ones that's coming here to change, the ones that's coming here to help somebody, to save a life.
Right.
To be a good husband, to be a good wife, so they can kill off a generation of negativity and bring positivity to a generation. These are the chosen ones. You know what I'm saying? It's not always as deep as being connected to ETs. A lot of us are. Actually, all the chosen are connected to ETs. But it's deep. The deeper thing is you have this power in you that's been anchored. You've been anchored here. That power is anchored inside of you, and it shines through you. People will tell you, hey, your voice, your image, something about you, brother. I don't know what it is, but thank you. So, Brother Rich, you definitely got it because the platform you built allows the chosen ones to shine, to shine more. And I'm pretty sure we all been through our level of negative energy and negative stuff. This is what happens. So, like I said, it don't get easier, brother. We just get stronger.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really I really love and I want to show gratitude. Gratitude is not just being robotic, family, but it's about saying what you want to say in the moment. And I really want to express gratitude for the position that I have to be able to help the chosen ones reach millions of people all over the world. It's a hell of a position to be in, and it requires an immense amount of responsibility, and it requires an immense amount of spiritual maturity just to last as long as I last. So I'm thankful. The thing I'm thankful for most, and I talked to you about this, brother Yosef, is just being, I guess, spiritually mature. I tell you, I'm spiritually militant, and it's a beautiful thing because I seen, and I bring this brother name up, and I hate to keep. I don't want to seem like I'm beating up on him because he's not around, but I bring up the brother Polite, and the only reason why I bring his name up is because I've never met somebody in person as brilliant as he's one of the most brilliant people. Cambada's another one. I've had, like, these are people like you have a private conversation with them and you like, what the F is this dude on? Like Cambada's one of them dudes. Like I talked to him and I'm like, this dude is different. Like Polite was like that. I had a conversation with the dude. So it's like it's more than just the information. It's like how you talked about the morality. If and people say morality doesn't count in spirituality, but we naturally have a level of morality in us without even trying to be moral because that's just our nature. So the fact that we go against, I don't want to say we, but the fact that all of us sometimes go against our nature for the worldly possessions, and get caught up, P Diddy or whatever, Brother Polite, all of that. It's very, it's a hard thing to see because I know a lot of us are so tapped in, brother, but I know it's more than the information, brother. It's a lot of other areas that we got to master, and discipline is definitely one of the biggest ones out there. And that's why brothers like yourself, I love having you on the show, brother. I respect men who have a personal code about them. And I say this plenty of times, having a personal code is important. In my mind, I'm like, well, nigga, what's your code, nigga? What don't you do and what do you do? Like, I don't want to have somebody in the show that just do anything for a dollar or fame or whatever. So I think these things are important with spirituality, and they need to be talked about more besides the information, because people could be looking to just abuse the information, brother Yosef. And that's what we don't want. And that's why it was gate kept. We talked about there. That's why it was gate kept and hidden from the masses so people wouldn't abuse it, my brother. But this is a brilliant conversation.
Absolutely. And I want to say this real quick too. Chosen ones, and I want to say even the people who are in here commenting, you guys are also part of the chosen ones as well, because we couldn't shine without y'all support. You know what I'm saying? Y'all part of the family too. Y'all, and everybody will have their chance to shine.
Yeah.
You may not be ready in this life, but in another life, you may be, or you may be ready 10 years from now. So, but I want to say, as a person who shines, be careful what you place value on. This is why this is why people who shine or chosen ones have to live by a code, y'all.
Yes.
Because we can't be out here. This is why your heart hurt more than anybody else when somebody break your heart. This is why you feel so mad when somebody done played you. Because the truth is, deep in yourself, you know better. You shouldn't even been in that situation. But you got pulled into it. So don't let nobody steal your shine. You know what I'm saying? And please, everybody go watch that movie, Dr. Sleep. They will literally suck the shine out of these kids, like in the air, like swallow the shine, like, you know what I'm saying? But it's crazy because they were demonic, they were demons. So at the end of the day, like prime example, I'm big on family. Family ain't a big thing in this world right now with so much stuff going on between relationships and stuff like that. Family is huge. Me and my wife actually is going to be on my tribal private network tomorrow doing a whole lecture on marriage and relationships and all this type of stuff, because this is stuff we need to place value back on family. You know what I'm saying? And we don't value it enough. We value the wrong things, y'all. And I believe chosen ones need family. You know what I'm saying? Don't mess your life up to the point where you so hurt or you've been through so much pain where you can't even accept love no more. Very dangerous place to be, fam. I just wanted to say that.
That's wisdom there, family. I really, really, I know this isn't as stimulating. Like Wesley Muhammad said one time, we like what word did he use? Exotic information. You know, so 3 Eye Atlas is exotic, like ooh,
Yeah,
aliens are coming. But
yeah,
family, when I tell you, if you really feel as though you're chosen, and chosen basically means you are ready to accept who you are and your purpose down here. If you feel you are that way, you really like that should be on the top of your list, brothers and sisters, to not be distracted by all other bullshit, but family should come number one. And I'm thankful that it was always number one for me, and I secured it, and that's what it allows me to
mhm,
maneuver the way I maneuver. I was talking to you about that
yes,
earlier, brother Yosef. I get so
mhm,
much strength from my foundation and from my grounding that I
yes,
feel untouchable a lot of the times, and it's a beautiful feeling to feel so heavenly. And
yes,
speaking of the word heavenly, that brings me to this next question, and I want to get a couple of questions from the people before we end. But I want to ask you this, brother Yosef, in terms of tapping in with your higher self or your future self. We talked about embodying the rhythm. Now, if I embody the rhythm of my higher self, or you or anybody else, we will be absolutely think of the most incredible human being in the world. That's who we will be, but our own version of it. So what if I start talking like my higher self would talk, I may start offending people. If I might say, if you may ask me, brother Rich, how you doing? I might say, ah, shit, nigga, I'm heavenly, brother. God body all day, every day, 100%.
yeah,
Let's pop it. Let's get this thing going. This day is ours. We gonna conquer today. Now, some
mhm,
people you say that and they're like, "Oh yeah, nigga, I'm hype." A lot of people will get offended and they're like, "Why is this dude or why is this girl so extra? Why are they talking like this? They sound arrogant. They sound like a Mayweather or a Muhammad Ali or something like that." So how can we stay within the rhythm of our higher self because we're supreme beings, supreme almighty, my nigga? That's a
mhm,
high title.
mhm,
I am
mhm,
supreme almighty. That's
mhm.
who I am.
Indeed,
But how
that's
do
right.
I stay tapped into that without offending anybody, brother Yosef? Because we don't want to offend our friends, our families, our
Mhm.
neighbors, people outside in the external world. And that's what cuts off our connection a lot. Because we like, I can't talk like that. I can't
Yeah.
I can't walk. I can't walk like that. So we walk humble. So
Mhm.
how does being humble disrupt our connection, brother?
Well, you know what is being humble without be willing to apologize for it. You know what I'm saying? It's being who you are as a person who is divine, as a person who shines, a chosen one, a Messiah seed, whatever you want to call it. Being that person without no apologies. You know what I'm saying? People will hate you for it. They will disrespect you for it. They will not like you for it. This is normal. This is happening. You know what I'm saying? If you read up on any type of Messiah or Messiah seed in the world, even some of the greats that went through the black community, they always had people who didn't like them for being who they was. You know what I'm saying? They didn't like them for being who they was. So it's about not worrying and not really caring about who don't like you or who, this is how you stand your vibration as a chosen one. You're not really worrying about who don't like you, who don't, like I said, the key is learning what to place value in, fam. If you place value in yourself and focus on self, you're not really focusing on what nobody else saying or doing. And that's what I recommend people doing who are on this path and who feel like this. That's how you stay on that vibration, family. Because if you care about it, then you're gonna let it affect you. It's gonna take your vibration off.
All
So
right.
do it without apologies.
Without apologies. Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. All right, fam. We at the hour 10 mark. I want to get to brother Yosef, before we get to the Q&A, I know you got a big show coming up. Shout out to
Yeah.
the brother Roderick Martin. He was on the show one time. I gotta get him on here again. Good brother, good hearted brother. Let me
Mm-hmm.
share this real quick. Put some questions in the chat. I'm gonna get to a couple of questions. In the meantime, brother Yosef, tell the people what's going down November 22nd.
Yes. So November 22nd, me and my good friend, Brother Roger Martin, we're going to be doing a webinar on sigils, symbols and sigils. My brother is very big on sigils. He calls himself the symbolizer. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things that me and him talk about a lot is symbols and sigils. He's really into that type of stuff. So we're going to do a lecture on it. He's going to talk about the history and what's going on with the sigils. I'm going to talk about secret ways you can activate your sigils and create sigils and stuff like that. So that's going to be November 22nd, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. And you can go to truthversusauthority.org to get that information, fam. Get your ticket.
Indeed, indeed. Yeah, everybody in the chat saying, after I said hour and 10, everybody saying time went by fast. After I
It
said,
did.
yeah, I mean, yeah,
But when you're having a good conversation, that's what happens. You know, sometimes we need to. Sometimes it ain't about getting the deep science or something. Sometimes we got to sit down and evaluate each other a little bit. We got to have just a good conversation.
yes,
That's necessary sometimes.
very, very, very necessary. So this is one, and I told y'all, family, share this link. Even if you didn't share it during the show, share it after. Like a lot of people could benefit from this information right here that was spoken about tonight. Shout out to Roderick Martin and brother Yosef. I'm gonna be tuned in to that show. Just real, somebody asked it, does super chat delete your comment after a while? It doesn't. It used to, but YouTube did something new where it doesn't. So I see your question. I think that's PG Pearl. Yeah, I see your question. You sent the super chat, so you on top of the list. Let me ask. All right, we going to the questions now. Let's go to PG Pearl. Brother Yosef, I was working out and saw orange glow around my hands, similar to the last Dragon movie. What does this mean, and why was it just my hands? All right.
It means that you probably saw an aspect of your aura, family. You just happened to be looking at your hands when you saw it. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of just saw. If I was next to you, I can tell you exactly what that was when it happened. But most likely, what happened, fam, you saw a part of your aura that part of your third eye activated, which could happen when you're working out or doing some type of yoga. It can happen, and you saw an aspect of your aura, and it could have been orange at that moment, which makes sense if you're working out.
Indeed, indeed. All right. Let's get to the next question. Shout out to my brother Dave. Shout out to Dave. Dave says, if our higher self carries an imprint that was encoded before we arrived here, how does that imprint stay connected to us, and how do we access it in the now moment? Thanks, Dave.
Okay, great question. Great question. So that imprint stays connected to you on your soul, and sometimes it takes lifetimes for you to really to learn how to stay connected. Because you can always tell a young soul when they first come down, they're very destructive. They want to party until their 40s and 50s and they just never stop doing certain stuff. And sometimes it could be some of our elders, our pops, or our uncles, or older friends of ours who don't want to, what I'm saying, it take them a minute to grow up. These are younger souls, right? But eventually you're going to come into a life where you're going to be the things that are encoded in your soul is going to activate a lot earlier. You're going to start to know better. So you carry these imprints, and the way they stay imprinted on is trying to find your passions. Your passion is going to lead you towards your destiny. So if you can stay passionate, find what you're passionate about in life, it will lead you towards what you were imprinted to do, if that makes sense. So you access it, family, by following your destiny, and your destiny is connected to your passions.
Yo, brother Yosef, I was gonna bring up, and thanks for the question, Dave. I was gonna bring up is just to piggyback off his question is does a higher self stay connected with us also through our intuition? Like when we have intuitive thoughts, is that our future self or higher self communicating with us throughout our lives?
Yes, especially when you know it's something that's profound coming through. That means you finally got one that came through. Because sometimes our higher self is always sending us messages, but they get weighed down with negative thoughts or something like that. So yes, that's definitely our higher self coming through for sure.
Another quick question, brother Yosef, before we go to questions from the family. What's the difference between intuition and a gut feeling?
That's a good question. A gut feeling is a warning sign. So a warning could be, usually when you get a gut feeling about something, it's like it's something trying to tell you you probably shouldn't do that. I had this gut feeling that said don't do it. It's usually a warning, a gut feeling.
Okay.
Intuition is more clear. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a gut feeling is like you get a shock got sent to your system, and it made you think, second guess, like, maybe I shouldn't. I had this gut feeling, and we're not talking about when a person get butterflies. Like you see a girl that you really like and you get butterflies. That's different. We're talking about you get this gut feeling. It's like a warning, almost like, don't do it. You should think again. Make a second guess. That's kind of what it is.
All right. Let's get to New Diamonds. Shout out New Diamonds. What is your perspective if I see Papa Legba, Baram Samdi in Alpha State?
If they one of the thing about the gods of voodoo, like they pop up on people all the time. So if you see them in any state, it's really them. You know what I'm saying? And you need to start working with those entities. Papa and Baron is always on the earth realm doing stuff. So yes, I would say if you see them in any state, definitely you need to set up altars and work with these beings and see what they want. See why Baron Samedi came around me, because he was curious. You know what I'm saying? I didn't do no, I was a little curious about him, but I was scared of him. I was actually afraid of this guy, but he was very curious about me, and I learned so much from the Baron. So much from the Baron. So yeah, I would say work with him, family.
You were froze for a second, brother. Can
Well,
you hear me?
I want to say something too. Oh, can you hear me now?
I hear you now. You froze for.
Can you hear me?
You froze for a second. Go ahead.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
But my bad. And I'm not sure. And I want to say as well, I'm not sure. I don't know what part I cut it on, but I want to say as well, I'm not sure if she sees Papa Legba and Baron as the same entity or not. But those are two different entities. But either one you see, family, work with them if they pop up in any state of your reality.
Okay. These are great show, good questions. I'm glad. I swear, family, I'm so glad we did this show tonight. Shout out to eSnap. This is another brother, a good brother, amazing brother. I think this brother's from Florida. eSnap wants to know, can you explain why giving service to others unlocks a clearer channel to get guidance from your higher self?
So explain why giving service to others unlocks. Yeah. So every time okay, well, let me say this. It's about how you give service to others. Some people literally do stuff because they feel like they should do it. You know what I'm saying? But when you do things with compassion and empathy, especially with compassion, you're lining up deeper with your higher self. Your higher self is, when you do things out of compassion, especially compassion, it's a superpower. I'm trying to tell you. If you have compassion when you're trying to heal somebody, don't feel sad. Have compassion for them. You know what I'm saying? You can actually heal that person better than you were in the state you were before. Compassion is a superpower, right? So having compassion is not walking around smiling and being nice to everybody every day. It's about really understanding somebody's situation and feeling a certain way about that, wanting to help them. So at the end of the day, your higher self looks down and says, I respect and I like what you're doing. You living by these codes and principles of giving service through compassion. I want to be clear on that, right? Have compassion when you give service to others. Don't do it because you want to be seen or because you feel like you need to do it. Do it because this is your compassion. You're compassionate about it. So I just want to say that, and that gives you a clearer channel to your higher self, because it likes when you do things like that, because this is who you truly are.
Right. Facts. Shout out to eSnap. Good brother right there. Next question. Is there a difference between being buried or being cremated?
Yeah, there's spiritually, there's a big difference. I'd rather a person be cremated over buried. And I did a whole, I'm not sure if the sister know or not, but I did a whole video about this on my YouTube channel. One of my biggest videos, this difference between being buried and cremated. Cremation is going to wake that person up on the other side immediately. They're going to their astral form is going to be awake and aware of what's going on. So you help them by cremating them. When you bury a person, if you don't do the right rites over that body, they're not going to wake up. They're going to walk around the astral plane looking like a zombie for hundreds of years. That can happen. You know, they can walk around and not really understand that they're dead. They can do that for a long time. And this is something, once again, with culture, we don't do rights over body. We read the Bible, which do have some rights in it, but we don't do it the correct way. So if you're going to bury a person, it's cool. The Egyptians buried people, but there were certain rites performed over the body. So in this world today, I recommend cremation. You're going to help the person a lot more.
I think Bobby talked about that also, if I'm not mistaken.
And don't wear the ashes. A lot of people want to wear ashes of people who are cremated. Don't do that, family.
shout out to Kingdom Child. She says she's a licensed cremator. Okay. Shout out to you.
Okay.
Shout out to you. We got a lot of people. Yeah, we got a lot of people in the chat. Shout out to the chat, and thanks for all the questions. Magnificent show. Let's keep this thing going. We go, brother Yosef. You still got the Cash App? I want to share it if you got it.
Yes. New Life NULYFE 11. At G. I'm sorry. I'm thinking it's New Life 11 $ New Life NULYFE 11. Let me
So that's $ NULY FE.
FE 11.
Yeah, I wanna share it because the brother eSnap talked about, doing service for others and the high self. This brother, we just did a show for an hour, 20 minutes, and the brother really dropped some good jewels on us tonight. So if you can, if you want to show love, it's always appreciated if
Yes.
you donate to the guests that come on this channel. I want them to feel comfortable. I want them to feel appreciated. And when they come back on here, I want them to be full of energy and be vibrant. So, family, if you can, just by you watching is a donation and is help. But if you can show some Cash App love, that's always appreciated. So I always love to share the Cash Apps of the guests that are on Black Magic 363. Or you know what? I forgot I renamed it 363 Empire. Yeah, there you go right there. Yep.
So New Life 11, family.
Yep. There you go.
Thank you.
Indeed. So show some love to the brother. All right. Let's keep this thing going. Let's keep this thing going. Hold up. Give me a second. All right. Are sigils connected to electrical symbols?
Electrical symbols. They can be. They can be connected to electrical symbols. You can use electrical symbols if you know what you're doing, or to create sigils. Yes. So it's not. I wouldn't say it's immediately connected to electric symbols. I don't know what the person mean by electric symbols, but I think I understand what they mean.
I know what they mean. That is a brilliant question. That is brilliant. I'm about to show you right now, brother Yosef. Hold up.
Okay.
I'm about to. Damn, why? That is a brilliant question. Thanks for asking that. I'm trying to get a good.
Because I know there are symbols that carry energy, different frequencies.
Let me see. That's a brilliant question. I wonder that in my mind. Sometime when I'm driving on the highway and I see these big electrical towers. All right, so we got different symbols when we're dealing with electricity that may symbolize. Damn, I can't. Let me get rid of this. Shit is not coming up, brother Yosef. Hold up. Let's try this one. Yeah, they want me to buy some shit before I all right, can you see some of these? Like, all right, so we got the, you see some of these symbols here. We got the light emitted diode, the fuse, the generator, heater, motor,
transducer.
All of that. There's like symbols that they use for all of this stuff. For the female, the AC/DC, remember the rock group AC/DC current plus all that stuff. Are these sigils? That's a brilliant question.
They are sigils that those are sigils, absolutely. They represent a certain thing. And yes, you can use them in your sigil work if you want to. You can use them. You know what I'm saying? One of the things I had my people do, and I can say this because I talked about it a long time ago, when I was teaching my Patreon members years ago about sigils, when I really wanted to manifest something stronger, I would use angelic language. So I would make sigils out of the angelic language. And I would make sigils out of that. And that gave it a lot more power. You know what I'm saying? But yes, a person could definitely use this stuff. I know because I use this in my sigil work. You know what I'm saying? You can definitely use that in some of my cyber sorcery that I do. You know what I'm saying? You can definitely do that, family.
Indeed. All right, let's keep this thing going, family. Let me see what else y'all talking about. What y'all talking about in the chat, man? What y'all niggas talking about? Somebody said an entity showed me this about electric symbols. They're not what we think they are. They are actual names of angels and demons. Somebody wrote that in the chat. Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Very interesting. Shout out to New Diamonds with the super chat. Somebody said, what's the name of the movie you said to watch? What was it? What was the name again?
Dr. Sleep.
All right.
Dr. Sleep. Great movie.
Okay. Next question. Can our ancestors see us or only when we think or honor them?
So when you set up an altar, is the time your ancestors can always hear you, but they can't always see you. Most people think the ancestors just come here whenever they want. That's not true. unless they ghosts and they're here. The ancestors, when you set up an altar, you set up a veil for them to see you. And if you really want to get down to the nitty gritty and go to the next level, for those who want to go to the deeper altar work, you can actually put a mirror on your altar and talk to your ancestors directly. That's a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? But in a simple altar setup, because that's what a lot of the people do in Japan. They put the mirror on the altar for the ancestors. But all you need to do is set up the altar, family. You can communicate and they can see you when you light that candle. When you light that candle, that's like the ignition for the altar. And they can see you and they can hear you when you give offerings and do things like that. But they can always hear you.
Indeed. Somebody had asked earlier when you was talking about cremation. Somebody said, "Why not wear the ashes?"
Okay, yeah. So you don't ever want to wear anything that's dealing with a person who passed away. You know what I'm saying? That ash, even though there's ashes, they don't carry a frequency that you want to have on your body. You know what I'm saying? Just like a person, like on your ancestor altar. I know some people want to be close to the ancestors, but never put a living person on an ancestor altar. That ancestor altar is emitting the energy of the people who passed away. Just like you don't want to go to the graveyard and be in the graveyard too long doing stuff. You don't want to have a living person on the ancestor altar. You know what I'm saying? That can affect that person. And the ancestors, they're naturally, because of where they are, they will start to naturally pull your energy. That's why you want to walk around with the ashes. That's not going to connect you to them in the way you think. You know, but I see people do it all the time. This is my opinion. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion, family.
We're going to do 2 more questions, then we're going to get out of here. How to know if you're not a chosen one or just in a loop?
I think everybody can know whether or not they are, because if you have a desire or a passion to want to grow spiritually, or and then you have a passion to want to help the world, that's how you will know. If you have the desire to help the world or to figure something out that can affect the world in a positive way, you're definitely one of the people that's here to assist. You're one of the ones that shine. You're one of the ones that are chosen ones. You know what I'm saying? You're a God on earth. In so many words.
Yeah, that's one of the things that nobody could tell you. Only you could tell yourself. That's
when
something.
you know.
Yeah, when
and
you know.
On top of that, when you start to walk your path, the fruit starts. You start to bear fruit. It starts to become reality, and you start to say, "Oh, I really was born to do this," and that's what it happens, like, fam. And then there's also other signs: your astrology, your numerology. Like I was born on 11/11. My whole birthday adds up to 22. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. I found out early, like, wow, this is really amazing. You know what I'm saying? So small signs like that, you know what I'm saying, that can also show you.
Give me a second. Let me see. Because I'm really enjoying.
Man, brother, what is that on your wrist, man? That I could sense.
Oh,
I could practically sense the vibration off of that thing, man. It's like vibrating towards me.
Oh, shout out. Hold up, Seven Bomar. I showed this before. This is a snapshot of the night sky. This is a snapshot of the night sky.
Okay.
Shout out to Seven Bomar. This is his technology. You know, white folks got their technology, and we got our tech. And shout out to the white folks. You know, no nothing against them, but
yes.
You can take off that. But
that's dope, brother.
Yeah, you see that there?
I see that. That's dope. I don't know. I didn't know what I'm sitting here like. That thing look like your wrist keep going like this to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm like, man, that thing vibrating. I could feel the power on that thing, man. That's powerful, brother.
He sent this to me about a year ago. And so the concept I wore tonight. So the concept of the future self, people talk about it, and I've read about it before, where you wear something that anchors you to your future self. So throughout the day, there's a constant reminder of who you really are. So that snapshot of the constellations, you know, everything, all the power that exists within the cosmos exists literally within me, not figuratively, not just feel good shit. Literally everything you see out there, 3-Eye Atlas, all that fancy shit, that literally exists within me. So this is an anchor. This is a reminder throughout the day. So I was like, I'm having a show on the future self. I got to wear my reminder, my anchor that makes me, reminds me constantly, because things down here could be a big distraction.
So, absolutely, brother. Very powerful. I created this here called the Meta Beacon. I call it the Meta Beacon.
That's
and it has a citrine in the middle, and it's designed as well to connect you with your future self or your higher self. You know what I'm saying? These will be available in like another week on my website, y'all. I sold a bunch of them through my Patreon members already, but these will be available to my in the future about another weekend from now. I'm making them up right now, fam.
Yeah, that is fire, my brother. I love this. I love that we have our own technology. I love that we are embracing our own form of frequency generators.
Yes.
For so long we considered what their clothing, European brands, the go to with our clothing, and now we're dressed in a certain way that enhances our vibration and our frequency, and it's a beautiful thing.
Facts.
Yo, Yosef, you don't deal with the cigars, right?
Not really. I used to back in the day.
Yeah, I think I
Not
actually.
really.
All right, because
You
I
know.
got some. If you want some for your altar or for your spiritual work, I'm the I'm the
Okay.
I'm the tobacco chief.
Okay. I'm gonna get with you, brother.
I'm here to let you know I am the tobacco. I have been designated that, and I am gifted, and I got. Listen, let me show you. These
Uh,
are these are packaged. These are going out. Damn, I'm running. I gotta go back to Honduras, but this right here, brother
mm,
Yosef, they call radio cigars. Radio
mm.
cigars, and it's straight from Honduras. You got to literally drive. You got to go to Honduras, brother Yosef, and drive at least 4 hours within the island just to get
Wow.
the smell of them. Just me smelling it right now. The aroma is absolutely beautiful, brother. I
Wow.
give Vicky Dillard some. Vicky Dillard do her spiritual work. Rod Hayes do his spiritual work. B. Dell does his spiritual work. Red Pill does his spiritual work. Like I got the family going in with them. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So
I definitely want to need would like to try something for the ancestor altar, so I'm gonna get with you on that, brother.
Indeed.
Oh,
I'm after the show, I'm gonna get an address to what that's good to send it to you, and I'm gonna send you some. And but
okay.
they're 100%, no, none of that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? 100%
That's
tobacco,
hard to find too.
and
That's hard to find.
our cells got nicotine receptors on them, our
Mm-hmm.
cells. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
we've been lied to so much about tobacco, about nicotine, about all this stuff. Like the
You're right.
white dudes during the C19,
Mm-hmm.
they was having the
Yeah.
patches, the nicotine.
Yeah. Yep.
They
Yep.
knew what's up with the nicotine. They was on
Absolutely.
that heavy.
Absolutely.
Our community didn't know about that, but they was on the patches, bro.
Yeah, it's medicine. It's literally
Yeah,
medicine, bro.
yeah.
And but the problem has been for a long time they never had that pure nicotine.
The period,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
No,
Now, man, that's powerful. You got that pure stuff, man. That's
100%.
powerful, brother.
No cut.
Okay.
100%, my brother.
Okay.
100%, my nigga. Well, and I swear to God, the cigars got like crystals on them, my brother. That's how,
Mm.
and that's a sign that they're aging well. They have like crystals on them. I showed it several times during the show, and several people that bought it could verify in the chat. But there's like little, you can see like if you like move it like that, you can see like the little crystals on it. Yo, bro, it's
Mm.
out of this world, bro. Out of this world, brother.
Wow. Okay. Powerful.
But I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna send you something, my brother. I'm definitely
Yes,
gonna send
sir.
you something.
Appreciate that.
Brother Yosef, listen, I don't want to keep you too long. I appreciate you for coming on the show tonight. I tell you,
Thank
every
you.
time Brother Yosef come on the show, it's like a groundbreaking show. You know what
Thank
I'm
you,
saying?
brother. Thanks for having me.
Me and his brother got this spiritual connection where when we come here to teach the people, like it's the chemistry. It's like
Facts.
Kobe and Shaq or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You
Facts.
know what I'm
Facts.
saying? So
Appreciate it, brother.
I love it, brother.
Mhm.
Once again,
Yeah.
tell the people about your show you got coming up, your website,
Yeah.
and everything else, brother.
Yeah. So once again, check us out on truthverseauthority.org. Get your tickets, fam. We're gonna go in on sigils, information on sigils, a nice Q&A. And just check out Brother Roger Martin stuff in general. He got a lot of new stuff coming up, a lot of speakers he gonna be dealing with real soon. So y'all check my brother out. Also, y'all, if y'all want more from me, y'all can go to my website, newlifetools.org. I do have spiritual tools that I sell on there. I just came out with a new frequency called the Spiritual Bath Audio. If you listen to the frequency family, it helps you feel calm, collective. It make you feel like you just took a spiritual bath. What else? Like I said, these will be out another week, family. And also check my Patreon, Brother Yosef on Patreon, family. So yeah, I appreciate you guys. Appreciate you. Thank
Indeed,
you for
brother.
the love.
Brother Yosef, I'm gonna talk to you soon, my brother, because I gotta
All
get you
right,
them
my brother.
cigars, all right? Thank you, my
Peace and
brother.
blessings. Thank
Peace,
you.
peace.
Peace,
All right.
peace.
All right, family. So I don't somebody said Link, please, for the Cosmic Watch. I don't have the link. Just type in Seven Beaumont's name on Google, and I don't know what his website is. Is it Understanding? But if you just type in his name, his information will come up, and you'll run into it. You know. But I do. I'm gonna wear this more. I had broke my old face, and Seven sent me another one. This because this comes off. So when you wear it, if you have it, you have to be careful when you put clothes on because this could come off because it's a magnet. It's a magnet. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be careful when you wear it that your clothes don't fall off. Look who's calling me, man. I'm gonna call him. That's my brother there, Wayne Chandler. I'm gonna call him after the show. He ain't got a cell phone. I'll be call Wayne ain't got a cell phone. So this nigga got a home phone with a wire that stretched 30 feet. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be calling him on the phone like, wait, call me back when you get in the house. He ain't got no cell phone, man. That's a good thing when you don't have a cell phone. There's less distraction. I'll probably call Wayne in the morning. Probably call Wayne in the morning. Yeah, the presentation tonight was absolutely incredible. Listen, I see somebody said, how do we get one of them cigars? Let me share the link with y'all. Now, I just had a big order go out today. Let me see. Yeah, Wayne is. Hold up. Let me share the link with y'all. Yeah, a lot of y'all. If any testimonials in the chat, let me know. I just shared the link. If anybody want to get the radio cigars, this is technology, y'all. This is real shit. This is the best thing. I think I showed you this before. I got a special ashtray for it. We was just talking about orange. I got a special ashtray for it. Special ash. This is my ashtray. Now I got the orange lighter to match. So my theme is orange with it. Man, oh man. Wow. But oh yeah, E Snap said, has anybody paired the cigars with the herb? Rod Hayes has. So Rod Hayes likes to smoke the cigars after he smokes the herb. And I think he said he used the word focus. It helps him to focus. It gives him incredible focus, I believe he said. But somebody said, what's the benefit of your cigars? Communication, the communication devices. They are, I mean, the downloads that you get, and not only the downloads, but I feel as though my message gets to where it has to get much better when I communicate with the tobacco. It's a spirit. And I feel like whatever message is being relayed really gets there. And there's things that I was earlier this year I was working on for years, small things. And when I communicate with the tobacco, it's like I seen results like that. But there's a reason why our ancestors were so much in tobacco. That spirit is real, especially when you get some real tobacco. It's I shared the link. People keep asking. I just shared the link. Well, it's donation based. The somebody said, how do we order? I just shared the link. It's donate, but basically, y'all see, I changed the name of the channel. I'm building an empire. I got so many things building that I'm working on behind the scenes, and for donating to the empire, the 363 Empire, I'm gifting anybody who makes a $30 or more donation a cigar. So it's a gift from me for sending a donation. It's a gift from me for those who donate 30 or more. I got a whole bunch of them. I went to the island, and I want to gift those who contribute to the 363 Empire. Somebody said, is there another way to donate for the cigar? Not at this time. No, not at this time. At this time, I just shared the link. The only way to get it is from that link that I'm sharing right there. Slimmy Your Bay. I seen your name when I was packaging one of them. How did you smoke it or light it yet? How was your experience? Because I know I seen your name. There's a couple of y'all. Oh, somebody said she said Rich Wayne trying to call you about the Alice. Yeah, I'm gonna call him back. I wanna find out because NASA ain't telling us nothing. NASA ain't telling us shit. Look, yo, brother Yosef ain't playing. He sent me his address already. Brother Yosef ain't playing. Brother Yosef said, "Nigga, get this to me." Brother Yosef ain't playing. He sent me his address already. That nigga, he was on the phone like this. Shout out to brother Yosef. I got you. Um, I got something going on Saturday, I believe. Not tomorrow, Saturday. But shout out to brother Yosef. Brother Yosef, like, nah. This nigga said he said Rod and Vicky. Brother, he did such an incredible job today. That's an amazing brother. Somebody said, brother Yosef, what that pack? Yo, facts, brother. Yeah. No, that's super facts. Yo, family. Shout out to New Diamonds. Yeah, New Diamonds got one. Where's Slimmy your bay? I'm laughing and shit. I didn't even see. Did she comment? Somebody said, "Can you show us the tobacco again?" Yeah. Oh, shout out to eSnap. You about to drop Subconscious Mind ebooks? That's what's up. Yeah, shamans use natural tobacco to cleanse and clear out bad spirits. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, somebody said they're individually packaged. Or can you? Yeah, I can send. I send most. Depends on how much you donate. I send based on that. I send them based on that, and I'm gonna keep sharing the link because these are absolutely incredible. I'm so thankful to and I'm nearing the end. I got to go back out there, so I would advise everybody if you're gonna get them now or as soon as possible because I gotta go back out there. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Got to go backtrack. What is it? Yeah. Oh, so okay. eSnap said I'm teaching how I manifested the God power. So yep, that's what's up. Yeah. Slimmy just said, yes, this guy is no, I'm reading another. I'm reading a troll. Let me get rid of that troll. Slimmy just said, yes, Rich, they were fire. Okay, excellent, excellent. Yeah, I really want y'all to really enjoy them. Yeah, Wayne did mention that the beings on 3 Atlas with a not accordions. What's the proper name? Somebody that wasn't a. That's not the right spelling. It was another way he spelled them. Let me see if I got them in this notebook. No, this is the wrong notebook. Yeah, I thought I had it in this. I don't have it in this notebook. But that's not the way. That's not the way he spelled it. So, but I know, yeah, it's similar to that, but that's not the right. It's not the way he spelled it. Yeah, Aquarians. Yeah, I think that's the name. No, not Octorians. No, not the Octorians. I believe it was the Aquarians. It was a different name, and he spelled it. It started with an A. I know that. Damn, I had it. I got so many notebooks that are right things in. Might be right here. But yeah, I'm gonna call him back. I'm calling back tomorrow. Okay, somebody said I am good for now with my cigars. I bought many. That's Teresa. Yeah, Teresa. I know you. Yeah, Teresa got a nice package. Shout out to Teresa. Teresa got a nice package. Somebody said, "Can I show them again?" Let me show you real quick. Hold on, y'all. Let me show you. Let me show you. Cause y'all think I'm down. I had when I came from Honduras. I had and somebody said I need to put them in a humidor. I do have 4 humidors, but I had so many that somebody said put them in a humidor. I had them in a humidor, but I had so many that I had some of them in here as well. Oh, that smell, yo! Oh my god! But this is like I'm down to 2 of these, so they go fast, family. But yeah, Teresa ain't playing. Teresa, you lit? How you good, Teresa? Let me just show you because I know. And the way they're being stored in there, they're butter soft. I mean, oh man, they're being preserved excellently. I'm trying to see if I could this one still got some of the chlorophyll on it. Because you know the tobacco's green. Can you see the green? You can see some of the green, the chlorophyll on this one. Like this is like you're not gonna see cigars with chlorophyll on it, crystals on it. Nigga, it got chlorophyll crystals. Like this is different. I'm very proud. I'm very, very proud. Shout out to the island of Honduras for preserving this. Because here in America, with the chemtrails, the water supply, the crops, the seeds, everything, it's so hard to do what we used to do back in the days. So shout out to Honduras for preserving that so that we may engage in that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they're hand rolled. They're not like the fancy regular cigars that's rolled perfectly by a machine. They're hand rolled. So let me show you one. So like this one, right? So you see the end of this one? Because they hand roll. You know? These are hand rolled for shamans. The curanderos. Can't nobody just get these. I told y'all this before. Can't just anybody roll up in Honduras and get these. I wish y'all could feel the texture of this. But you can see the chlorophyll. You see the chlorophyll? You see the chlorophyll? You see the chlorophyll, right? You know we chlorophyll, right? I think what Delaware Blair said. We like a molecule away from chlorophyll, melanin and chlorophyll. Y'all see the chlorophyll, right? All that. This is like, yeah, this is it. You see that, right? Yeah. You see, y'all see the chlorophyll. Yeah. But this is like but like I said, I'm building it. I got so many things. We going to the movie theaters next year. Like I'm coming out with a movie next year. A lot of things happening that I'm investing in. So I'm thankful for everybody who sends the donation. Let me share the link once again. Somebody said I donated 1013 and still haven't received mine. This is my second. So okay, so you got the first one, the second. I'm gonna email me if anybody. Oh, I got good results for people with headaches, but anybody who, because I could check your order immediately tonight. I can see exactly what's going on if I sent it to you or not. Anybody who ordered, if you just ordered, don't email me because you just ordered it. Yeah, this is not Amazon. Give me about 2 weeks to send it, package it and do what I got to do. A week, 2 weeks, something like that. But if it's over 2 weeks and you haven't got it, just email me. I'm very responsive. My team is responsive. We will get back to you and we will see what's going on. Sometime there's a mistake with the address. There could be many things going on, but if it's been over 3 weeks and you have not gotten, you donated and I didn't send you your gift, just email me and we'll look into it immediately. All right, family. But if you just, like I said, if you just order, don't spam my email. Just be paid. Like Panic said, Panic had niggas waiting for 2-3 months sometime because it gets backed up. You know what I'm saying? And it's a small operation and this is really donation based. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I got, I just appreciate people who donate because things are really about to be popping even with the sound. One of the things I invested in was the hand pan. I showed y'all that the other day. And a lot of things that are being implemented in this channel are going to include sound in 2026. I don't have none of them in front of me. But yeah, it's gonna be a great year. But yeah. It's can you email to Dominican Republic? It depends on how much you donate because the shipping. Like when I tell people to ship the donation, remember I gotta ship it the shipping is $10. I'm like the minimum donation is $30. Remember, 10 of that is just me shipping it to you. You know what I'm saying? Because I use I get tracking and all that, and I use Ground Advantage USPS so it gets there in 2-3 days. So 10 of that is just shipping, and when you do overseas, the shipping is like $30, $40 sometimes. So it just depends on how much you order, because if you donate and I gotta pay more for shipping than that, it just don't make sense. So I had somebody from Canada who like sent like 300. So I was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh, Roderick, even Roderick. Shout out to Roderick said, hey man. Roderick said, "Hey man, me too." Nigga said his address. He said donation. Shout out to Roderick. I got you, Roderick. I got you, my brother. That's a good brother right there. I got you, Roderick. Don't worry about it. Let me share the link again. Now, this is our technology. Just like I showed y'all Seven Bomar. Like I'm another piece of our tech. This is my personal technology. This is my father's when my father was alive. He's an Aries. So y'all see, that the Aries? Yeah. He was an Aries. So this right here gives me energy and gives me direction and everything like that. But that was my father's right there and was passed down to me for my mother. Shout out to my mother for making sure it got passed down to me. But yeah, this thing's great. Roderick said, "Hey man, me too." Yeah, they ain't playing. Roderick and brother Yosef ain't playing. But like I said, yeah, Mars energy. That's why I can be so hyped. If y'all notice, I'm a Virgo, but I get so hyped. I'll be so hyped sometime. You know what I'm saying? I got an Aries moon. I'm a Virgo, but I also got a Aries moon. So my emotions are definitely fire. But I'm about to get out of here. But it was just, I just had such a good time tonight with the show. I had such a good time tonight with the show. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I might be on tomorrow, I might not. Tomorrow's Friday, right? Yeah, I'm not sure. Somebody said I have a Virgo son. Yeah, great. He's gonna be a great man. He's gonna be a great man. All the signs are great in their own right. We all got our superpowers. You know. Somebody said, "Do I need to enter email on PayPal?" You just enter just make sure you have your shipping information. Make sure your shipping information is right because a lot of times. Let me show y'all what happens when the shipping information ain't right. Let me just cover this person's address. I get this sent back to me. I gotta cover all of this shit. I get this sent back to me where they write all types of shit on it and they send it back and they be like, "What the hell? This ain't a real address." But that's my PO box anyway. If y'all seen it, it's not my address. But yeah, make sure you got the right address because that's important. All right. Somebody said, "I love that. Great combination. I'm a Capricorn sun with a Leo moon. That earth and fire combo. All right. Shout out to Alchemy Goddess. All right. I know you. I've seen your name throughout the year, so you are a regular supporter. I appreciate it, Queen. Appreciate it. If it asks you for your email, yeah, leave your email if it asks for it. Yeah. All right, family. So I'm gonna get out of here. Absolutely amazing show. With brother Yosef, he did his thing. So if you didn't see it, somebody said, "Do we receive an email once it's been mailed?" No, you do not. No, you don't receive an email. Just be on the lookout for it. You do not receive an email. And if 2 weeks go by, just reach out and email me, and I'll see what's going on. But give me about 2 weeks, family. Give me about 2 weeks. It's not. I don't got the Amazon flow yet. I ain't got the Amazon flow yet. So, but like I said, if it took longer, then maybe something happened. Email me. I left my email. But a lady emailed me yesterday, I think, and she ordered the beginning of October. She was cursing me on the email, and I'm like, listen, miss, I apologize. I'm gonna send it out. Don't worry about it. She was happy. We talked on the email, but she wanted her cigar. Like, I know y'all want them. I know y'all don't. You know what I mean? Just be patient with the brother. You know what I'm saying? Be patient. I got y'all. Yeah, be patient. I got y'all. All right. So with that being said, somebody said I have smoked one so far for ritual with you last week. Like, that's dope. That's dope. That's dope. You don't worry about if you didn't put your email. It's all right. Like I said, just have your address. And as long as your address is there, that's good. Rich, can I post the videos of you staying at one of my pages? Of course. Yeah, of course. Of course. Oh, so this is what I want to do. Damn. Oh, man, I forgot. Family. All right. How many of y'all left here? All right. So we got 1,000 people. Can y'all do me a favor? Somebody said, how's the baby, Brother Rich? The baby's doing great. It was just my daughter's birthday yesterday. My daughter's birthday was yesterday. Yeah, my daughter's birthday was yesterday. My daughter's birthday was yesterday. She's doing great. She's doing absolutely great. She's doing absolutely great. Let me show y'all. Nah, hold up. Give me a second. Give me a second. This my little mama. Oh no, I ain't gonna. I forget it. I ain't gonna share it. But yeah, my daughter's birthday was yesterday, so she's doing great. Um, so this is what I want to tell you, and I forgot. Damn, I was having such a good time, and we was flowing with so many different things. I want everybody on the show that participated in the show tonight. There's still 1,000 of y'all in the chat. All right, so there's this thing that you heard about Dr. Emoto and the water experiment. I want everybody to get a glass of water, a glass, not a paper cup like this, but a glass, actual see-through glass, if you have one, and fill it with water. Write down your intentions on a piece of white paper. Write down your intentions. Put it under the glass. Put it by your bed. Leave it there. As you go to sleep, right before you go to sleep, you enter that theta and all the frequency modes in your brain. Think about the intentions you just wrote. Write down what intentions you want to manifest the next day, right? And or who you want to embody the next day, since we're talking about our future self. And I want y'all to, when y'all wake up in the morning, drink that water, and that water will assimilate with the rest of our water body, because we're 85 or whatever percent water. And I want to see what happens. I've heard so many good stories about this. I've tried it years ago. I haven't tried it in a while, like years ago. I heard about this like years ago, before Instagram came out, type shit. You know what I'm saying? But tomorrow, toward the evening, nighttime, I would love for all of y'all to comment under this video and tell me, how was your day? Was your day any different from the previous day? Was your day in alignment with what you wrote under the water? I would love to know if your day was affected by the intentions that you put under the water. Water is very magical, and I think that that's one of the biggest secrets, is about how magical water is and how much magic we can do with water. So um I think that when the planet shifted and it fell frequencies, one of the first things they did was poison the water. I feel, because we're water people, and yeah, I'm gonna do that tonight. My lady's doing that, and I want y'all to do it. I want to just know, we got to start doing these collective experiments together, so we could see, like, okay, all right, we need to do this, we need to do that, we need to move like this, we need to move like that. So once again, one more time, shout out to everybody who ordered cigar. One more time. Get a glass of water, everybody, before you go to bed tonight. Write on a piece of paper your intentions for the next day, what you want to embody, or your intentions. I don't want to tell you what to say or what to write. Put it under the water. Sit your water on that paper for the night that you sleep, for tonight. In the morning when you wake up, first thing when you wake up, drink it. Drink that water, all right? Live your day. Do what you got to do throughout the day. Tomorrow evening, night, I want you to come back to this page, this video, and write how your day was. If you feel like your day was impacted by the affirmation that you wrote under the water before you went to bed, and you drank the water in the morning. We got to start doing more collective experiments, and so we could figure out what really works for us. And different strokes for different folks, but I feel like we're all water beings, and we all will be impacted differently according to our intentions by this experiment. So I really want y'all to participate in this collective experiment, and I'm gonna be connecting. I should come live tomorrow just to talk with y'all. I should come live tomorrow, even if I don't have a guest, but just come live just for us to talk about our experiment, our science experiment. a consciousness experiment, because we're getting into radionics next year on the channel. So I think I might do that. I think tomorrow night might be in a Q&A with y'all. Maybe I might invite somebody on, but still do a Q&A with y'all. E-Snap, make sure you do that tonight. Slimmer your bay. Make sure, ladies, because sometimes the ladies don't want to get on camera. Get your hair done. Whatever you got to do, ladies. But make sure you hit them all night on camera, ladies. I want to see the ladies, because the ladies be like, man, I ain't coming on YouTube. Them niggas is crazy on YouTube. They be saying all types of wild shit. And it's true. So that's why I say, ladies, get your hair done, whatever you got to do. Come to YouTube tomorrow night so I could do this Q&A and talk to y'all. Brothers, I know y'all coming through. E-Snap, I know my brother's coming through. Dave, I know Dave is coming through. I know y'all coming through. Let's do this collective experiment. And with that being said, I'm getting out of here. What time is it? 11:05? Yeah, I'm getting out of here. I got a couple of things I got to do before I go to bed. You know, it's one of the things me and my lady, we're going to implement. We was talking about it. We need to get back into our book. So we're doing this collective book reading at nighttime. Because I don't go to bed till about 2 in the morning, 1 or 2. So I got some couple reading to do tonight. She has her book and I have mine. So we're going to do a little couples reading. And this is the book that I am bringing to the couple, our reading date. You know, it's important you still date when you have children. So we have a reading date that we are going to engage in the midnight hour. So this is my book for my reading date during the midnight hour. Okay, family, healing sounds, because I am into sound and cymatics and all of that good stuff. And with that being said, I will see y'all tomorrow. Appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all, if y'all haven't, I'm gonna share again before I get out of here. I'm sharing a link. Get these cigars, the most magical thing I've engaged with this year. One of the most. Donate to the Empire, the 363 Empire. $30 or more. You get your cigar. Shout out to everybody who has tried them. Truly magical. Shout out to Vicky Dillard, Rod Hayes, everybody. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, we got this collective experiment. I'm going to see about all y'all tomorrow night. And it's going to be real fun. We're going to have some fun. This thing is about having fun on social media, not just, being involved in the algorithm that brainwashes us. But have a great night. Somebody said, where my cigar, Rich? Well, email me. I don't know if you email me, brother. I'm going to see what's going on. I'm going to see what's going on. I'm going to see what's going on. I'm going to see if you're bullshitting. If you're not, if I was bull, I'm going to see what's going on. Email me. Anybody email me. I just shared my email. But with that being said, family, I'm getting out of here. Have a good night, family. I'll see everybody tomorrow. We'll definitely do that tomorrow. Collective experiment tonight, and we'll see what happens tomorrow with it. All right. We're starting our own community outside of social media. And this is things we got to do within our own community so that we could discover what works for us. All right. Appreciate y'all. Have a good night. Peace.